Welcome to the Classroom Procedures module. Here are some classroom management resources that will help you with your planning. The first book is Conscious Classroom Management by Rick Smith. This book is actually the book that we use in the class. The second and third book are both by Harry Wong and his wife, Rosemary. The middle book, The First Days of School, is something I highly suggest you read during TAP Essentials. It will really help you understand everything about the classroom and how to make it effective. And then the final book, the Classroom Management book, this is available at the Professional Learning Center Media Center, and this book focuses all on procedures. All right, so think about at least 3 ideas that as a teacher would be effective procedures for your classroom. All right, let's hear from the expert Harry Wong all about procedures. All right, so what are procedures? Procedures describe how things are to be done in the classroom. Procedures need to be taught, rehearsed, and reinforced until they become routines. It typically takes 4 to 5 weeks for a procedure to become a routine if you consistently focus and model and practice each day. All right, procedures are what we want the students to do. We know that classroom procedures are the process for accomplishing classroom tasks and specific activities, and procedures form routines that help students meet the expectations that you are stating in your management plan. Harry Wong says in his book, The First Days of School, the number one problem in the classroom is not discipline, it's the lack of procedures and routines. With this statement, you know that establishing procedures is an essential part of your management plan. So be thinking carefully and take time in creating your procedures so that you can start off the year right. All right, let's talk about from Harry Wong's book, The Classroom Management Book. There are 3 steps to teaching procedures: explain, rehearse, and reinforce. So let's talk about those. All right, the first step is to explain. So effective teachers know what activities need to be done and have worked out the procedures for each one of them. Within the procedure, you will model the procedure for students, not just tell them what to do, but show them what to do. Demonstrate it step by step so they truly understand the procedure. Next, they will rehearse it. So the class will practice the procedure until it becomes a routine. Don't expect students to learn the procedure in a day. It's going to take time. Students need guidance and practice step by step so that they can see what is expected for each procedure. And finally, you'll reinforce the procedures that you're teaching your students to determine whether they have learned the procedure or if they need further explanation, demonstration, or practice. Provide feedback to the students, and of course, praise students when they're doing what is expected. All right, I'd like you to see this video. This is a 4th grade teacher that spends the first 2 days, at least within the video, teaching procedures and talking about what is expected in the classroom. All right, so you need to decide what classroom procedures you want your students to establish. Here is a list of just general procedures that you may want to teach your students. I'll also be providing some additional resources for you so that you can select ones that are perfect for your grade and content area. All right, let's talk about how do you write your procedures. Now, this is going to take you some time, and there are 10 that we are expecting you, requiring you to write procedures for, but you will have lots more than that. So just know that this will be time consuming, but this will definitely pay off in the long run. All right. You will need to carefully select the procedures for your classroom. You're going to write out your expectations for each one of those procedures. Students must know what to do and how to do it correctly. You must explicitly describe step by step each of the procedures to students, and it helps to provide a visual aid for students so they see what you are talking about. So pictures or a physical, a tangible item is great. All right, so let's just show you a few examples. So this is a morning procedure. Students will enter the room quietly, unpack their book bags, put the book bags on the hook, put their homework folder in the mailbox, sharpen pencils, move their name stick for lunch and attendance, and then begin morning work. So you can see it's straightforward. Often with the morning procedure, I would post this on the Mimeo board for students for several days, several weeks, so they knew exactly what they would do each morning. All right, another example would be the hallway procedure. You can see there is a picture so that students know exactly what they're expected to do. Walk with your arms on your side, voice level 0, which means no talking, facing forward. You'll follow behind the person in front of you. You walk on the right side of the hallway and stop at designated points. Of course, you're going to model that for them and practice so they know exactly what they're expected to do. All right, here's another example. When a student is tardy to class, the student would put the tardy pass in the tardy container. Then they would complete the tardy notebook and unpack quickly and then ask their partner what they have missed since they arrived late. All right, another idea of a procedure you might want to implement is the student absent procedure. Often when students are absent, you want to make sure that you can catch them up quickly. So many teachers use an absent folder. This can be placed on their desk as a part of a procedure after you've taken attendance. Once the student returns to school, they'll look over their assignments and know how many days they have to complete the makeup work, and then return the makeup work folder in the makeup work box. So just something to think about. All right, and the next thing I'd like to show you is you did just see an elementary video for procedures. This is a different option in terms of procedures where a secondary teacher, math teacher is focusing on how to teach procedures and expectations to their students for each lesson. All right, so a final word of advice. So plan on spending a lot of time teaching your classroom procedures, practicing them with your students, and of course, reinforcing them for the first several weeks of school. If you teach the secondary students, remember that your students have several other teachers, so you may want to get together with those teachers to see what procedures they are already going to teach their students. And often it helps if you get together and talk about what procedures are and then set uniform procedures so that they're not having to learn lots of different procedures in each room that they go to or each class that they have. All right, so good luck with your procedures.